Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and welcome back to Olsen Week. And, as promised, from yesterday's video, I will be doing a video on the top 10 funniest Olsen moments. Some of them, that I might do another one because there's a lot more Olsen moments. These are some of what I consider the funniest Olsen moments. Now, may not have made you laugh, but they made me laugh, so I consider them funny. Qualifications, it can be any Olsen, any season, any episode, just as long as it makes me laugh and is funny. And it's Olsen Week, so celebrating the Olsens. Okay. So, let's get started with number 10. Family quarrel. So I just literally listed the title of the episode. This one, I'm talking about the specific scene where Mrs. Olsen puts the eggs on top of Mr. Olsen's head. That scene is hilarious. This whole episode, it's good to have an episode focused on the Olsens a little bit and just show how much Nels and Harriet are different, but they still love each other, so that's great. Number 9, Mrs. Olsen meets her match. Benjamin Cohen. He is very temperate, loses his temper very easily. Mrs. Olsen, like I said, is used to always getting her way, so when he comes, it's kind of fun to watch how their feuds unfold. Number 8, Fred. This scene takes place after Willie buys Fred from Laura because Laura convinces him that he will make cheese. Mrs. Olsen is doing the laundry. Willie, who has gone off to school, has tied Fred to the clothesline. Mrs. Olsen drops laundry, so she bends over to pick it up. Now, if you've seen the episode Fred, you know that every time Fred sees someone bent over with their butts up, he thinks it's a challenge, and he thinks that he has to. Sorry, I attached an effort to a pen. He thinks that he has to, butt into them. So he does that with Mrs. Olsen, who ends up coming to school covered in mud, and it's quite hilarious. Number 7, The Crab. Season 1, after Nellie has her birthday party, the Ingalls decide to have their own party, and they invite Nellie there. And after showing everyone that Opal can run with this shoe that Paul made for her, Nellie decides that because she was no longer sending attention, that she decides that they should go wade in the creek. And Opal stays there, but everyone else goes. And Laura, who has seen this crab before, tells Nellie that it's her secret special place, and because Nellie is her secret special friend, that she will show her it. So she shows her the crab, and then she's like, "Oh no, Nellie, it's gonna bite you too! Run!" And so Nellie, who has her dress up because that's how they wade, kind of runs like she kind of waddles and runs through the water and ends up falling, and everyone laughs at her, and it's actually kind of funny. Number 6, The Tree. I'm referring to. This is from the season 4 episode, The Camping Trip. But this is not when Nellie and Laura are floating on the tree. This is actually on their way to the camping trip. Willie, because they hold the tree open so everyone can get through. Willie, who moves the tree and then lets it go, hits Mrs. Olsen in the face, and she says, "Oh, Willie, that's the 3rd time you've hit Mommy in the face." And Willie says, "I'm sorry, Mom." It's kind of funny though, because it's just funny because Mrs. Olsen is the type of person that would get hit by that. Next we have, also from the camping trip, The River. This is where they get across the river. So Nels gets across the river, grabs Harriet's bag, helps Harriet across, who falls and hits the tea set, on her back. And then Nels, who is holding on to her, also falls, and it's kind of funny. Number 4, The Mud Fight. From season 6, episode 2, First Day of School, Back to School, Part 2. Laura is mad at Nellie because Nellie told her that there was no history on the teaching exam when there really was mostly history. And this is how Nellie gets back at Laura for, I think, putting cayenne pepper on the cinnamon chicken. Eventually, they start fighting, and what's cool is there was actually a moment where this was silent, and Alison Ongram, who played Nellie, and Melissa Gilbert, who played Laura, actually got a chance to yell out their real names. But it was kind of funny because Harriet Nellie somehow manages to make her way back to town after Almanzo saves Laura. And Mrs. Olsen storms into the restaurant. It's like, Caroline Ingalls, come out here. Look what your daughter did to my daughter. And then Caroline starts laughing because Nellie's in complete black mud. And what's funny was she wasn't that muddy when they started fighting, so I believe that she probably rolled in mud to make herself completely muddy and then went home. Probably what she did. Number 3, Wanna Fight. This is from season 9, The Return of Nellie. In this scene, Nellie, is home, so she's visiting all the people like Mr. Edwards, Reverend Alden, all people that she knew from when she was growing up there, and even Laura. Because by this time her and Laura are actually really good friends. So, and Nellie by this point finds out that Laura has Rose now, because she knew she was married to Almanzo, because Nellie was still around when Laura and Almanzo got married. So then, Nellie and Laura's like, you know how we used to always fight? And Laura's like, sure, want to fight? So then, and it's kind of funny, I guess now it's like, yes, but first I want to see the baby. So they go and see the baby, then I guess they fight. I guess. But yeah, like it's Nellie and Laura, if you've seen the hospital, they get into lots of fights. Quite a bit. Number 2, Creeper of Walnut Grove. This scene is where Laura and Carl convince Nellie and Willie to join them in finding who the Creeper of Walnut Grove is. And they creep downstairs. Mrs. Olsen follows them. Mrs. Olsen has this white moisturizer or whatever all over her face. I think she ends up following them either down to their cellar or the livery. So then they jump her, thinking she's the Creeper. And then Mr. Olsen comes after them and says that that's Mrs. Olsen. And her face is just covered in hay. It's hilarious, but also very sad. And number 1. From season 5. If you've seen this episode, then I don't have to explain. If you haven't, I will. Lake Kezia Monster. This episode is hilarious. Every time me and my sister watch it, someone always ends up laughing. Usually my mom just ends up cracking her head off. Because this episode is hilarious. Mrs. Olsen buys Kezia's lake because Kezia doesn't pay the property taxes, turns it into a retreat, and Laura, Andy, and Albert try to get the lake back by making a monster. And they end up scaring the Olsens so much. They go into Kezia's house, and then someone comes in with cereal over their face. I think there's a monster. And then Mr. Olsen takes it off. He's like, I came to see what all the commotion was. I was laughing so hard I fell in the lake. And it's such a good episode. So please watch that episode. And that's pretty much it for this video. Be sure to give this video a like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and stay tuned for tomorrow's video. Whatever it is, I don't really have an idea. Alright, see you.